In my humble opinion, if you have somebody in your life who you care about, if you give a damn about this person, if you are concerned about their well-being, if it's important to you to know that they're loved properly and cared for properly, including by yourself, right? That you are loving for them and caring for them properly, to me, that's not stuff that you do. And even if it doesn't naturally occur to that person, if you bring it to their attention and you mention it to them, you let them know that it bothers you, you ask them to do better, and they still disregard it and just do whatever they want, or they're only focused on themselves and what they need and everything else. There is a whole playlist of me talking about some of the different situations I found myself in, or I allowed myself to get into, because I didn't love myself enough, because I didn't think I was worth more, or because I didn't expect more, or because I'm a fat girl and I've always been treated like I'm unworthy of love and attention and affection and consideration and courtesy, TLC, all the wonderful things, right? So there were times when I let myself settle for less than that because I didn't think I was worthy of that anyway, or because I didn't necessarily think that someone would give that to me, or that it was possible, or I was just so happy that I had somebody, that I found someone who would say nice things to me and who seemed to think I was great. So it was like, cool, boom, we'll go with this one, we'll take this guy. Who knows when there'll be another guy who likes me enough, or who cares enough, or who's willing to date a fat girl, or who will be willing to take me out and be seen with me in public, and all kind of nonsense like that. So I would feel that way, and I would allow myself to settle for so much less than not only I deserve, but then I was giving. I don't think I've ever seen a Costco parking lot this empty, but I'm here for it. All right, got a good parking spot, and now we wait. It's gonna be about an hour before Costco opens, but I just took my daughter to school and I didn't feel like going back to the house just to have to come back out here to then go to Costco once they open. So I'm a little early. I'll just wait in the car. I think I'll put on a little makeup or something while I wait, because I have a few stops to make. And you never know when you're going to meet your future boo, you know? No, I'm kidding. Okay, so I just saw this YouTube video about the difference between men and women when they wake up in the morning. And I gotta say, I'm a little bit triggered. So it's a skit. It's meant to be funny, and it is pretty funny, except that it's almost my exact experience. And it's got me like, oh, so my ex isn't the only selfish bastard in the world, huh? He's not the only inconsiderate one. I'll link the video down below, but it's basically showing like a couple waking up in bed and how the woman gets up and like tiptoes around the house trying to be considerate and not wake up her man. Meanwhile, when it's the man's turn to wake up, it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a tornado passing through the house. And if you saw my video about why I ended my engagement, I'll link it there or there if you haven't seen it. But this is one of the reasons, like this is one of the things, not specifically like, oh, you're loud in the morning, I can't take this. But it's just the level of like inconsideration. Is that a word? Consideration is a word. Is inconsideration a word? Anyway, how inconsiderate he is, and the fact that my energy and my regard for him was not being returned in the same way. It just wasn't fair. In my humble opinion, if you have somebody in your life who you care about, if you give a damn about this person, if you are concerned about their well-being, if it's important to you to know that they're loved properly and cared for properly, including by yourself, right? That you are loving for them and caring for them properly, to me, that's not stuff that you do. And so many of the comments were like, oh my gosh, this is just like my husband. I gotta go show him this. This is so funny. I can't believe it. Like, most of the comments that I saw were that. And I'm like, oh, so it's not just my ex. He's not the only inconsiderate, selfish one, huh? But as far as I'm concerned, if I can be considerate enough to mouse around the apartment take my time opening, closing doors, drawers, all the things, so that it's not making a bunch of noise and not disturbing the person that I love. If I can do that, if I can take that energy, that time, that consideration, if it occurs to me, it damn sure can occur to somebody else. And even if it doesn't naturally occur to that person, if you bring it to their attention and you mention it to them, you let them know that it bothers you, you ask them to do better, and they still disregard it and just do whatever they want, or they're only focused on themselves and what they need and their morning and everything else. And of course, that alone might not be reason enough to make you want to end a relationship and leave someone and break up your home, well, I was gonna say happy home, but it's not necessarily happy just because it's a home, you know? But that may not be enough on its own to end a relationship and leave someone or break up your family or whatever the case may be. But at least in my experience, I know that that stuff wasn't only in the morning. Like, he wasn't only inconsiderate in the morning. He wasn't only selfish in the morning. It wasn't just about some slam doors and slam cabinets and stuff like that. It's just the fact that you don't consider me, you don't think about me, you don't care. Like, your actions are showing that my well-being and what's important to me and what I need is not something that's high up on your list. And don't get me wrong, he wasn't a total bastard. And I mentioned this in the video, like, there are a lot of positive attributes that he has and a lot of reasons that we were together and that I accepted his proposal and that we were going to get married and that I had his baby and all this stuff. You know, like, there were reasons that we were together and why things seemed to work for a while. But the longer we were together, the more I realized that certain things were not one-off incidents. Certain things were not like minor problems that could be resolved or solved or figured out. Certain things were recurring problems or recurring issues or recurring themes that after a while, after they compounded on each other, like, you add one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next thing, you're like, oh, wait a minute. This is just a character flaw, or this is just who this guy is. This is just how he intends to be forever. Until one day, I guess I'll wake up and be one of those women in the comment section like, oh, that's exactly how my husband is. Like, not my husband. I'll be single. And again, I'm not saying that that one thing is such a huge deal breaker, but again, something tells me it's not an isolated incident that's just strictly in the morning. At least that's what it was like in my situation. So while I'm busy thinking that it's me and him and our little family against the world, it's, in his mind, it seems like it's just him against everybody else, him against the world. And I'm not factored in, or at least I didn't feel factored in. And definitely not to the degree that I was considering him and factoring him in. So I think that's where it really grinds my gears. You know, the fact that it's so unbalanced and so uneven. It's like, if we're both selfish and both inconsiderate and we both slam and everything, then I guess it's not that big of a deal, right? But if one person is going above and beyond to extend that courtesy, which in my opinion, it's common courtesy. Like, I don't gotta be your girl or be sleeping with you for me to think ahead and be like, you know what, this person is sleeping. Let me be quiet. Let me let them sleep. Let me not disturb them. I don't gotta be your girl. And I don't think you gotta be my boo for that to be something that occurs to you, for that to be something that you consider. So the fact that not even my boo, the man I was gonna marry, spend forever with, you mean forever inconsiderate in the morning? Forever, ever? Girl, that's a lot to commit to. So anyway, like I said, I'll link the funny video down in the description box, along with my video about the breakup, if you haven't seen it and you're interested. Because it wasn't just that. Like, there was definitely more to it. And there was even more to it than what I included in the video, just because I'm a private person, generally speaking. So although there are things I share, there's still some things that are just for us, you know, just for me and my ex and my family and our private background lives and stuff. And I don't feel the need to expose everything or have all the business out there. Some things are just for yourself, you know? Just for you and your people. The problem with this good parking spot is that now every car that has driven in here since has literally parked directly next to me. Like, y'all, there are hundreds of spots. They're all still open. Do y'all have to pick the one that's directly next to me, you guys? You guys, come on. Anyway, almost there. Just one brow to go. And I'm not in the business of telling people what to do in their lives or their relationships or when to stay or when to leave or anything like that. If asked my opinion, I might make a suggestion. I might bring something to your attention if you ask. But if there's anything I've learned over the years with all my dating horror stories, and there's a whole playlist of them, y'all. Well, not all of them. I haven't shared everything, but there is a whole playlist of me talking about some of the different situations I found myself in or I allowed myself to get into because I didn't love myself enough, because I didn't think I was worth more, or because I didn't expect more, or because I'm a fat girl and I've always been treated like I'm unworthy of love and attention and affection and consideration and courtesy, TLC, all the wonderful things, right? So there were times when I let myself settle for less than that because I didn't think I was worthy of that anyway, or because I didn't necessarily think that someone would give that to me, or that it was possible, or I was just so happy that I had somebody, that I found someone who would say nice things to me and who seemed to think I was great. So it was like, cool, boom, we'll go with this one, we'll take this guy. Who knows when there'll be another guy who likes me enough, or who cares enough, or who's willing to date a fat girl, or who will be willing to take me out and be seen with me in public, and all kind of nonsense like that. So I would feel that way, and I would allow myself to settle for so much less than not only I deserve, but then I was giving. And saying like, less than I deserve or whatever, that's always interesting to me, because like, who's to say what you deserve? Like, who gets to determine that, right? But for me, I feel like a pretty easy measurement, right? A pretty easy scale to measure this on is basically looking at what I'm doing and what I'm contributing and what I'm offering, what I'm providing, what I'm putting work and care and love into, and what the other person is. What are they doing? What are they contributing? What are they putting their all into? Because I know for damn sure that at the very least, I deserve the same level of love that I'm willing to give to somebody else. Because again, if I could do it, then you can do it. And the flip side of that, if I know that my partner is doing something or contributing something, then I know that I have to prepare myself to do the same, to match their effort and what they're putting in and what they're bringing to the table, which is such a loaded term these days, like a loaded phrase. And we may not contribute the same things or be bringing the same things to the table. However, the level of effort should definitely be matched. The level of concern and care, in my opinion, should definitely be matched. A lot of us as women, we love hard, we care hard, we put our all into the people that are near and dear to us. So why shouldn't we have partners who do the same? Why shouldn't we expect the same from our partners? I mean, none of us are perfect, obviously. I'm damn sure not. And I know that the things that have gone wrong in my relationships and situationships and stuff in the past weren't 100% on the guy that I was dealing with. I know that. Like, I'm not obtuse or crazy or irresponsible enough to pretend like it was all their fault or all on them, or that there's no accountability to be had on my part. Like, I'm very aware and I try to assess and reassess and rethink all the time how things went, where I went wrong, where I can do better, how I can learn from it in the future, all that. But I am totally done with settling for men and relationships that are just not serving me in the way that I'm serving them. So if I'm doing my best and trying my damnedest and striving to give 100% every single day, but I feel like my partner is bringing the bare minimum, and they're like, this is all I can muster up for today. There you go, take that. Just have that, whatever it is. That just doesn't work for me. I personally would rather be single and have the peace of mind of knowing that I'm loving myself properly, that I'm not allowing myself to be loved incorrectly, that I'm not giving more of myself to someone than they're willing to give to me. I'm learning more and more about what I deserve with each day that passes by, But thus far, I know for damn sure that I deserve at least that. And the more that I've learned to love myself and appreciate myself and care for myself, the more equipped I've been to teach other people and show the people around me how to properly love and appreciate and care for me as well. The bar was set real low before, real low. That's because my self-esteem and my confidence and my self-love and my worthiness and all that was set real low. So I was taking anything I could get in some cases, not in all cases. But the bar was set real low. I wasn't expecting that much. I was just happy to have a boo. I was happy to have the sweet nothings whispered in my ear, because at least somebody's whispering. But nah, we deserve more than sweet nothings. We deserve sweet somethings. There better be some substance there. There better be more than just promises and saying nice things and making us feel better or affirming us in some way, because that's something that we're lacking within ourselves. And I mean, hey, I didn't even know how to love myself. How could I possibly show somebody else how to love me? How could I do that? And how would I know where to draw the line of like what's acceptable and what's not if I'm being awful to myself and I don't treat myself well and I don't say nice things to myself or I think mean things about myself? How could I possibly have a healthy understanding of what's acceptable, what's okay, what's not, what should be allowed, what should not be allowed, and all that, you know? Okay, so as I'm here editing this video, I thought I'd mention some of the resources that I've developed over the years based on the things that helped me to love myself more and understand my worth and become more confident, so that I no longer felt like I had to settle for any old guy or any old way that somebody wanted to treat me. So it's how I got through a lot of those feelings that I was just talking about. So the first one is the Confidence Booster Workbook. And if you've been around here for a while, you've probably heard of this one before. We did a whole month-long challenge to boost our confidence, improve our self-esteem, gain a better understanding of our worth and what we have to offer to the world, regardless of how we look or how we might be used to thinking about our body. So that Confidence Booster Workbook is a free download. You can click the link below to access it. Just enter your email address and it'll be sent directly to you. And there's also a link to the playlist for that 30-day challenge that we did. I'll link that up above. Next resource is the I Love My Body worksheet. And this one was designed to help you identify the things that you like, love, and appreciate about your body, so that you can fall madly in love with your body and stop being held back by the bits and the parts that you might not like. This worksheet is incredibly simple, but also incredibly powerful. But if you're trying to reap the benefits, you actually have to do the work. You download it, you can print it out if you need to, fill it out, actually follow the steps, and you'll see how big of a difference it makes. And the third one is for anyone who can relate to all the things I was saying about my past relationships and the struggle of trying to figure out whether or not these situations were really serving me. I think I call this one the Should I Stay or Should I Go worksheet, or something along those lines. And it's basically going to help you to weigh out the positives and the negatives of whatever kind of relationship or situationship you might be in right now, to help you determine whether or not this is really where you want to be, and if this relationship is really serving you in the ways that you want and need, so that you can figure out what's right for you and what you want to do moving forward. The choice is always yours, darling. So if you like it, I love it. But if you don't like it, then you might want to think about doing something about it. Or not. Look, choice is always yours. If you want any of those resources, the links are down below in the description box. Just click, enter your email address. It'll be sent directly to you. And then, like I said, you got to do the work. Don't just leave it sitting there in your inbox. Like, actually do the work. And you'll see how it works wonders for you. Anywho, back to the video. Anyway, the parking lot's starting to fill up. And we have about 15 minutes before Costco opens. So I'm gonna eat this banana, grab my card, and head inside in a bit. I feel like I'm at Costco all the time these days. I remember growing up, we didn't live very close to a Costco and we didn't have a car. We lived in New York for most of my upbringing. And in New York, most people just don't drive. Some people drive. A lot of people drive. There's definitely traffic and stuff. But I would say the majority probably take public transportation of some sort, because it's so well connected, the subways, the buses, all that. But when you shopping at Costco, buying bulk, you're not going to be getting on the bus with no 24-pack case of nothing. So we would have to like ask someone for a ride or take a taxi home or something like that with all of our food. So for us growing up, Costco was like once in a while, and they were these huge, massive bulk shopping trips. My mom would spend hundreds of dollars, I mean $500, $600 to stock the pantry with a whole bunch of non-perishables, fill up the freezer with as many things as she could. I mean, we had a house full of people, so we definitely needed the volume of food to some degree, but also it was like, we don't know when we're gonna come back to Costco, so we better get all this stuff while we can. These days I feel like I'm at Costco like every week. It's like 10 minutes from the house. We do drive now, and so it's like, oh, we need 3 things, let me go to Costco to get those 3 things, versus spending $600 in one trip because you need that food to last you for months and months and months, you know? We need eggs. We need the King's Hawaiian sweet rolls. I buy those in bulk because my daughter eats them in bulk. Well, she doesn't eat them in bulk, but she eats them so often. She has them almost every single day. So getting them in the 24 pack, how many is in that pack? Anyway, the pack they sell at Costco has a lot more than the packs they sell at Walmart. So I'm gonna try here first, see if they have it, because that's another thing. Sometimes the selection at Costco is really limited. Like they'll have 1 or 2 items in a certain category, and that's all they have. Some days they'll have the Hawaiian rolls, like bags and bags and bags of them. Other days they won't have a single one out, and so it just depends on what we can find. Anything we can't find here that we need, we'll pick up in our Walmart trip after this. What else do we need? We might get some pirate booties if they have them. They have like the really big bag for a much better price than I've seen any place else. Everybody's starting to get out their car and go inside, but it's only 48 after. I'm pretty sure they open on the hour, so I don't know where everybody's going, but well, I know where they're going. I don't know why they're going so soon. I don't know if the doors are open yet, or if one person just saw somebody else walk in and they're like, oh, it must be time, let's all go. Like literally every car door opened at the same time. Oh, I hope they also have the ginger beer that we like. It's so good. It's not alcoholic, it's just called beer, I guess because of the way they brew it or whatever, but the ginger beer, so good. If they have it, I'll show it to you. I'll also see if they have the mineral water that my brother likes. I think we're out of that. We need shredded cheese. I think I'll check out their mangoes, if they have mangoes. Usually when they have them, they're really good. But again, it can be hit or miss. They have such a, well, I wouldn't say limited because the store is big AF, but they carry so many things that they're very selective with the things they carry at any given time. So we'll go in, see what we can get, and then to Walmart. This is it right here. This is the one. This ginger beer, so good. So for $15, it's about $1.25 per bottle, which is a pretty good price. Last time I got them, they were on sale, but this isn't bad either. Okay, we have pretty much everything we need at this point with the exception of toothpaste. I'll go get that in a sec. Have our mangoes. They're pretty green, just need to ripen. A rotisserie chicken, smells really good. Have these Belgian waffles. They are so good. They have like crystallized sugar in them. So good. They look like this. I think I showed them in the video when I went to Sprouts the other day. They sell them individually. This is 8 in a pack for $9, so it's a much better price than getting it at Sprouts. Japanese fried rice. We tried this once before. It's pretty good. Also picked up this Detroit style deep dish pizza, the meat lovers, the mineral water, shredded cheese, eggs, crispy chicken strips. I like to use those in my salad. Got some pirate booty, Cheetos, King's Hawaiian roll. So this is 2 packs of 16. And then the ginger beer. And then some toothpaste. All right, Costco's down. Now we're at Walmart. I only have like a handful of things on my list, but it's a super Walmart, so it's a big ass store. Wish me luck that I can get in and out of there in 30 minutes. With just a handful of items, that seems perfectly reasonable, right? Like 30 minutes is not a little bit of time. However, to run around this whole store getting something from this department, that department, this department, it's like you start to lose track of time and you don't realize how long you've been in there. At least that happens to me. Am I the only one? But wish me luck. Fingers crossed. Got some cherry Dr. Pepper Zero, cup of noodles, chicken nuggets for the baby girl, evaporated milk, snack bag Ziplocs, the balloon I mentioned, Lysol spray, strawberries, smoked turkey leg, and a piece of beef that my mom requested. She's hoping to make soup, and she likes to have the meats. Okay, Walmart's done, Costco's done. Time to go home. Sanitize real well. Touching everything up in that store. Oh, it's starting to get hot already. Might need to take this hoodie off. Today it's supposed to get up to 73 degrees, and tomorrow is projected to be 38 degrees as the high. So like, wait, how do we go from a high of 73 one day to a high of 38 the next day? How is this happening? What in the climate change is going on here? All right, there we go. It's already been a long day, and it's only 11:30. Already. That's how my daughter smiles whenever I tell her to smile for a picture. She goes from like a natural smile to like and I'm like, okay, never mind, don't smile, never mind. That's a very West Indian thing to say, like, it's my foot, I could jump if I want to. My mom has this habit of like staring at people. Like if she sees someone walk into the room, she'll follow them with her eyes until they get to their seat, then she'll watch them and look at them and stuff. And I'm like, mommy, like staring is not polite, like stop staring at people. And she was like, well, it's my eyes, I could do what I want. I'm like, all right, lady, like, look, where I'm from, staring at somebody could get you in some conflicts. She's not from where I'm from, but she's lived where I'm from, which is why I'm from where I'm from. So I'm like, you know this already. We may not be in Brooklyn anymore, and Brooklyn may not be Brooklyn anymore because it's all gentrified now. But back when it was, you can't be staring at people for too long. So I will confess, I'm mostly stalling because once I go inside, that means I have to unload the car and put everything away. And since I bought a lot more than I expected to, I mean, it's stuff we'll use, it's stuff we need, it's stuff we'll eat, but some of these things were not on my list. And even the things that were on my list, it ended up being like a whole trunk full of stuff. So I'm stalling so that I don't have to put that stuff away. But at the same time, I do have to put that stuff away because there's frozen stuff, there's like refrigerated perishable stuff, like... Okay, enough stalling, girl. Enough stalling. Enough stalling. Enough. Let's go unload this trunk. Trunk. I'm pretty sure I meant to say trunk. This is why I'm stalling. This right here. All of this, why I'm stalling right now. Somebody send help. Somebody come help, as a matter of fact. You free? Come over here. Come help me with this. Okay, I'm still unloading the car. But tomorrow's trash day, so I figured I'd gather up the trash and take it all out while I'm here. We made a little progress, but not that much, especially the heavier items like the ginger beer, the mineral water, the sodas. So that's the next trip. What's up, Bruno, baby? You good? You came out here to help? I appreciate it. Or you just gonna stand and watch? Either one. The car is unpacked. Most of the groceries are already put away. Just gonna go ahead and do the rest. And then finally take a breather and get some real food in me. Here are the strawberries. They are so like plump and juicy looking. Huge for strawberries, to me at least. And they smell so sweet. Ooh, that's real sweet. Ooh, that's good. Wait a minute. Give me another bite. Okay, time to eat some real food. Not that strawberries isn't real food, but like a meal, you know? Get a drink of waters. Okay, so we have some leftover rice and lentil peas from dinner a couple nights ago. I figured I'd have some of this and then add some of the rotisserie chicken from Costco to it. And I'll have me a little chicken rice. Okay, so I'm gonna heat this up and I think I'm gonna jazz up the chicken somehow. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking so far. Maybe a little ketchup, a little Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, bomb, by the way. Or sprinkle on some ranch powdered seasoning. Or all of the above, you know what I mean? Just something to jazz it up. Costco's chicken is already seasoned, but I like a little more flavor. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll do something when the rice is ready. All right, so we have our chicken. We're gonna separate the leg and thigh. So like the quarter. We got it. All right. Again, just to jazz it up. Let's go with a little ranch. A little, ooh. It's not very even. There's like most of it right there, but that's okay. We'll get to that. Sweet Baby Ray's, just a little bit. Then just a bit of ketchup. I'm gonna take the back of my spoon and just spread it all over. I have a pastry brush that I could use for this, but the spoon is right here. You know, it's ready to go. Ready for duty. All right, so this is what we're looking like so far. Gonna pop this back in the microwave just for a minute. Let the barbecue sauce and stuff get all happy and merry together. And then I'll be ready to eat. Ready to go outside? Let's go, come on. Come on. Come on, boy. Ready? Okay. Go ahead, go do your business. Go do what you gotta do. Okay, it's 3 o'clock. I'm gonna be heading out in a bit. Real quick, I wanna try to wash these up. Some romaine lettuce, Roma tomatoes, and avocados. Not sure how these guys are looking on the inside, but we shall find out. My idea is to make salad tonight for dinner with some of the chicken strips that I got from Costco. Basically a crispy chicken salad. So if I can wash these up real quick and stop talking to y'all, then maybe I can do it and then make it to my daughter's school on time. Oh, and I wanted to also stop by the post office, but I don't think we're gonna have time, y'all. I always think that I can get so much done in so little time, but it doesn't usually work out that way, unfortunately. Okay, the plan here was to get this all chopped up and spin it in the salad spinner so that it dries. However, we don't got time for that today. So we're just gonna let it drip dry a little bit and I'll do that when I get back. Okay, on to the tomatoes and the avocados. First, let's borrow this strainer from the strawberries. Okay, here are avocados. I don't have a good feeling about either of these, but let's see. I mean, you might be surprised, or I might be surprised. They have been in the fridge for, I want to say maybe a week. But what happens is that as they start to inch their way to the back of the fridge, they might get a little frozen, which I don't think they're supposed to. I just turned around and saw this and I was like, I know there's a world where people do salads with like chicken and strawberries and stuff. I just don't know if my family will go for it. But I just happen to have everything laid out here. And now I'm getting ideas. All right, let's see about this avocado, y'all. Cross your fingers for me. What? Glad to see they're still good. It's a little surprising though, because I want to say it was a week ago that they went into the fridge, but that was after us already having them for several days. Okay. Not as gorgeous on this one, but doable. Gotta take these packages to the post office. Was gonna try to do it before I go get my daughter, but they'll be cutting it too close. So let's go get her, then we'll try to go. I'm taking it, so let's go. He's handsome. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm turning that way. Alright, we arrived at the school. Probably polite to turn down the carnival soca. Lest the children start to ask me what it means to get loose. This is the furthest back in the line that I've been in a long time. Haven't been this far back in a minute. For a while there, I was determined to be like the first row of parents picking up their kids. And I was for a little while there. And then after a while, I was like, being at the back of the line only puts me like maybe 15 minutes behind as far as picking her up. I'll probably get her about 15 minutes later than the first parents who arrived like 2 hours ago. However early they get here to get that close. Hey there, lover. Huh? Oh my goodness, those sunglasses. Oh my goodness. Oh, cool. Where'd you get these?
From Miss Guaz's desk, and I know 48 sight words, I think, and I only need one more sight.
You know so many sight words?
Until I can hear get to peace ceremony.
That's amazing. Okay, go ahead and finish dropping in, and then you can take your mask off if you're ready.
Why are you filming?
Remember I already answered this question the other day? That sometimes I'm gonna film just normal things that we do. And if you're in the video, I'll always ask you if it's okay for me to put you on YouTube. And if I don't put it on YouTube, I'll just keep it for our own personal videos. We'll just have family memories together. Ready to rock and roll?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have one stop to make. Maybe two, actually. We'll see. They're really for Grams. Grams just needs a lot of things.
These sunglasses protects me.
Do your eyes feel protected?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you look like a superstar already. Sight word royalty, here you come.
You have a crown.
Hmm?
You have a crown to. You need a crown to be sight royalty. This glass gives you one, and you take a photo, and then she puts your photo up and what? Then you're sight royalty.
Amazing! I cannot wait. Because I know you can totally do it. You know you can do it too, huh? Yeah. We just gotta keep practicing those sight words. Okay, pause. Before you open that backpack, remember, I cannot look at anything while I'm driving, but I would love to see everything when we get to the house. Okay? So please don't start emptying that backpack in here, because then it's a lot of work for us to collect all your things when we're done. Ay, here comes the stuff. Horses, look. You see that one running and his hair like flapping in the wind?
Do I know what we did? Miss Morse gave us.
What?
She gave us lollipops to
Lollipops?
eat.
Oh. So that's what that paper's about? How many licks will it take?
Yeah, and
Whoa.
every time you eat, put a check.
Lick, check. Lick, check. Ooh, we're taking it. Hold on to your britches. Ah! Okay.
We don't play What is this?
It looks like a school. Whoa, they have a lot of toys outside. A lot of playground areas at that school.
I want to go there.
I know, huh? But the way they do this...
My school's boring.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. But they did say they're going to be getting a new play set for the outside area. They just got the money and now they're going to build one. So it's coming, just not yet. But you know, even when they have a big play set, it's not just play set all day. Like, you still have to learn in class. The play set is for like recess time. So it might still be a little boring during class. Sometimes. And hopefully your teachers make learning super exciting. If they can. I'm sure they try. But you're right. Sometimes school can be boring. I agree. Remember I told you I went to school for a long time. A very long time. Even when I was a grown-up, I was in school. And I started when I was your age and your size. I was little like you and I was in school. And then every year I was in school until I was a grown-up like this. So...
And you still went to school?
I know, huh? It sounds crazy, doesn't it? But yeah, learning is important. So even when I was a grown-up, there were still things for me to learn. And so I still went to school.
Alright.
You said you don't learn anything?
No, you don't need to learn anything.
Oh, I don't need to learn anything. Well, that's very sweet of you to say. But we can all learn things. No one knows everything. This world is such a huge, big place. There's so much to know. Even when we think we know a lot of stuff, and we could be right, we might know a lot, but there's still more. And sometimes there are things that we need to learn for our job or for usually a job. A lot of us unfortunately don't have the luxury of going to school just for the heck of it, just because we like it.
Oh my God!
It's usually motivated by some kind of profession and the fact that we need the credentials in order to qualify or earn a certain wage or whatever the case may be, which seems so damn backwards with how expensive education is.
I'm going into white.
Especially higher education. What's that, sweet?
I'm going into white.
Yes, right. I'm gonna try to hide this under the seat so that nobody knows it's here. But we gotta do it discreetly. If they see you shoving it under the chair, they'll know that there's something under the chair.
Why do I have a flower mask? That's not fair. I want a flower mask.
You want a flower mask?
Yeah.
Okay. I can get you some flower masks. But is that how you ask for flower masks? What's the right way to ask?
Please
I don't think that's the right way. How do we say it? Let's start over. Let's start over. Mommy?
Mommy, can I please have a flower mask?
Oh, of course you can, my sweet girl. All you had to do was ask. You okay? You look a little sleepy. Was today a long day? Did it take all your energy? Oh my goodness. I'm so proud of you for going to school and doing your best every day. I know it takes a long time. Oh my goodness, is there another smiley face in there? Let's see. Let's see. Another smiley face. Great job, my love. Good job. I know you do your best every day. And I'm so proud of you. Perfect. Okay, let's get your mask on and we'll go inside. Did you tell them the news about what happened this morning? Come closer and tell Auntie and Uncle June.
What did it say? I lost my tooth.
has been a long day. I have not felt this tired in a very long time. So I'm about to hop in the shower and get to bed. I'm beat with a capital T at the end.